Have you ever received a message that changed everything? A message that you saw too late, but it stayed with you forever. This is a story about a young man, a phone, and a message that he never thought would be his last. His name was Arav, and he was just like most of us, always busy, always tired, always rushing from one thing to the next. His phone was a constant stream of notifications, unread messages, and missed calls. Buried among them was a message from his father, sent 3 days ago. He'd glance at it, the little notification, a silent reminder, and think to himself, I'll reply later. I'm just too swamped right now. He'd lock his phone, and the promise would fade into the background, lost in the noise of his daily life. The rain tapped against his window pane that night, a gentle rhythm to his scrolling, unaware that time was slipping away. The next morning, his phone rang, jolting him from a restless sleep. It wasn't his usual alarm. He answered, his voice groggy. Hello? A calm, serious voice on the other end asked, Is this Arav? Malhotra. Yes, he replied, a knot of unease tightening in his stomach. Who is this? The voice continued, soft but heavy with meaning. I'm calling from City Hospital. It's about your father. In that moment the world around Arav went silent. The sounds of the morning traffic, the birds outside his window, everything just faded into an empty void. Life doesn't always send a warning shot. It doesn't always give you a chance to prepare. Sometimes it just stops. The sterile white walls of the hospital corridor felt cold and suffocating. Arav sat alone on a plastic chair, his head in his hands, staring at the polished floor as if the answers were hidden in its reflection. He remembered the doctor's words, gentle but final, echoing in his ears. He watched the doctor walk away, leaving him in a bubble of suffocating silence. No, he whispered to the empty hallway, his voice cracking. No, this can't be happening. I was just busy. I was going to call him back. I swear I was. His mind drifted back, years ago, to a memory so vivid it felt like yesterday. He was a little boy, sitting beside his father on the porch swing. The evening sun cast a warm, golden glow on everything. His father, with a gentle smile, had put an arm around him. No matter how busy life gets, Beta yet said, his voice full of warmth, never, ever forget to talk to the people who love you. Your work, your deadlines, they'll always be there. But family is precious. Young Arav had laughed and nodded, not fully understanding the weight of those words, but feeling the love behind them. Now, back in his quiet, lonely room, the memory felt like a dagger. With trembling hands, he picked up his phone. He navigated through the sea of notifications until he found it. The unread message from his dad. His thumb hovered over the screen for a long moment before he finally tapped it open. As he read the words, he could almost hear his father's voice, as if he were right there in the room. Beta, I know you're busy. I just wanted to hear your voice for a minute. Who's to remember no work is more important than family. Call me when you get a chance. I love you. A single tear fell onto the screen, then another, and another. The dam he had built inside him broke, and a wave of regret and sorrow washed over him. He clutched the phone to his chest, the sobs shaking his entire body. I'm sorry, Dad, he cried into the silence of his room. I'm so sorry. I was going to call, but later it ran out. The chance was gone. He sat there for what felt like an eternity, the weight of his unmade call pressing down on him. Then he opened his voice recorder. He didn't know who he was talking to, but he had to say something. He had to turn his painful lesson into a warning for others. To anyone who might be listening to this, he began, his voice thick with emotion. Don't wait. Don't put it off. Don't tell yourself you'll do it later. Pick up the phone. Send out texts. Make that visit. Tell them you love them, right now. Because one day, you'll wake up and realize that later never came. And that silence is the loudest sound you will ever hear. If this story touched your heart, please don't let its message fade away. Call your parents. Message that friend you've been meaning to catch up with. Reach out to someone you love. Do it now, before the silence becomes permanent. Thank you for listening. Please, Take care of each other.